Silas.
Look, you see a guy my size sitting alone in a dimly lit back corner booth at an Italian restaurant, swirling a glass of Chianti? You make certain assumptions. You think, hey, there's Jamie, probably out on 42nd Street, cracking skulls for the family. And yeah, okay, my official job description on the payroll said collections and security, but I always considered myself more of a client relations specialist with a heavy right hook. I keep the wheels greased. I make sure people understand that respect ain't an optional tax in this city. So it's a typical rainy Tuesday night around midnight, and I'm over at one of the neighborhood's, let's call them high-class hospitality lounges. A real upscale underground brothel masquerading as a jazz parlor. I'm sitting in the plush red velvet lobby sipping an espresso, having a perfectly polite, civilized conversation with the madam about some past due account balances. Smooth business, standard procedure. She's laughing, I'm being charming, the ambient music is humming. Everything is entirely under control. Then, out of nowhere, the heavy oak back doors don't just open. They blow clean off their brass hinges with a sound like a dynamite blast. Boom! The plaster is raining down, the chandeliers are swinging violently, and out come three of the working girls running for dear life, screaming bloody murder, completely ruining their makeup, and sprinting across the lobby floor in 6-inch stilettos. And right on their heels, I kid you not, a walking, breathing nightmare straight out of the bowels of hell. It was a 9-foot-tall monster made out of pure, swirling, sulphurous black smoke, boiling and churning through the air. But the worst part? Dead center in the middle of this cloud of living smog was a gaping, wet mouth full of gruesome, razor-sharp yellow teeth that looked like a commercial wood chipper had a baby with an industrial garbage disposal. It was dripping a foul, acidic slime onto the Persian rugs, hissing like a fractured steam pipe. Naturally, my muscle memory kicks in. I don't panic. I just slide my standard issue 9mm out of my shoulder holster, plant my feet, and unload the entire 15-round clip right into the center of its smoky chest. Bang, bang, bang! The muzzle flashes are lighting up the dark room. But guess what? Zero effect. The lead slugs just whistled right through the mist and smacked into the wallpaper behind it like I was throwing Tic Tacs at a Category 5 hurricane. The thing didn't even flinch. It just unhinged that terrifying wood chipper jaw, let out a bone-chilling roar that rattled my teeth and stared right through my soul. At that exact second, I had a sudden moment of professional clarity. I thought, Jamie, my boy, we do not get paid enough by the family to box with the literal occult. Time to make a highly coordinated, very rapid, executive exit. I spin on my heel, throwing my empty weapon aside and lunge straight for the front exit door. But before my hand can even touch the brass handle, boom! The front entrance flies open and Silas makes his grand entrance. Now, I'd heard rumors about this guy around the docks, but seeing him in the flesh, completely different ballgame. The guy looked like a walking, breathing, supernatural rave. His skin art, his tattoos, they weren't just ink anymore. They were burning with this blinding, radioactive, molten orange fire that illuminated every single dark corner of the lobby. And if that wasn't crazy enough, there was literal, crackling, blue kinetic energy, like miniature lightning bolts, snapping and sparking right between the two heavy horns protruding from his forehead. The air smelled instantly like ozone and burnt copper. Silas doesn't even break a sweat. He barely looks at the 9-foot smoke monster, shifts his gaze over to me, casually cracks his neck, and goes in this smooth, completely unbothered voice. Relax, big guy. Go finish your espresso. I'll handle the pest control. The official municipal paperwork later filed the incident as a minor border transgression. Me? I call it the night I realized the traditional mob ain't the scariest family walking the neon-lit streets of New York anymore. There's a new crew running the midnight shift, and they don't carry Tommy guns.
Look at you, Jamie, sitting here in the dark, looking like a depressed godfather who just found out his favorite nephew went into accounting. What's with the long face, big guy? Still losing sleep over that little chimney sweep incident on 42nd Street? Come on, you gotta admit it was a little funny. There you were, New York's premier client relations specialist, completely ruining a perfectly good Persian rug. I walk through the doors and you're lunging for the exit like a guy who just realized he left his grandmother's stove on. You're supposed to be Jamie the Giant, the heavy muscle, and you're trying to hide behind a velvet curtain because a little secondhand smoke walked into the lounge. And you shooting, Jamie? Madame. Don't tell the boss, but you look like an amateur out there. You unloaded an entire 15-round clip into a cloud of sulfur. It's a demon made of living smog, Jamie, not a block of provolone. What did you think was going to happen? You were going to poke 15 neat little holes in the mist and watch it leak out? Lead goes through vapor, my friend. That's basic science, even for a guy from Brooklyn. You would have had better luck hitting it with a heavy splash of holy water and some marinara sauce. That monster's teeth, though, I gotta give it to the underworld. They really brought their own wood chipper to the party. The thing unhinges its jaw and it looks like a garbage disposal that exclusively eats rusty scrap metal. It lets out a roar, and I swear to you, Jamie, I saw your leather jacket wrinkle in fear before you did. You didn't just break a sweat. You looked like you were ready to offer the thing a weekly protection tribute just so it wouldn't mess up your hair. I told you back then, and I'll tell you now over this expensive Chianti. Relax, big guy. Go finish your espresso. When a 9-foot pile of burning tires decides to crash a high-class hospitality lounge, you don't call the family. You call the guy with the glowing ink. Mob enforcers are great for cracking kneecaps, but when the kneecaps are made of dark matter, you leave the pest control to me. Now order us some garlic knots. All that supernatural containment work always makes me starved.
Silas. Silas. Humming with a lazy drift, a sea of voices, a nameless shift. They're riding waves while I'm building dams. Precision, hunger in a world of air. My pulse is calibrated, set to 10. I draw the lines with a sharpened pen, but the noise is rising like a flood tide swell, trying to crack the lining of my private shell. I see the blur beneath the edge. I'm standing steady on the jagged ledge. I believe in the fortress I've built inside, where the chaos ends and the truth reside. Between the drive and the deep blue calm, I hold the fire in a steady palm. Protect the peace at any cost. In the drift I won't be lost. Bullet. They call it rigid, I call it clear. I filter out the static and the hollow fear. Tight beat rhythm trying to slow my pace, but I've got a mission in this crowded space. Learn to praise when the clock stops dead. Master the storms inside my head. Balance the iron with the open hand. The king of order in a shifting set. The war faces